you look at me, who do you see? A kid in a wheelchair or a kid who can do karate? When you look at me, you might not think I can ride horses, play sports, or make videos, but with the help of others, I can do anything I set my mind to. Hi, I'm Cole Massey, spokeskid for Shane's Inspiration. I'd like to introduce you to 3 very cool kids who may look and think differently, but can do a lot of the same things you can do, just in their own ways. Meet Spencer. When you look at him, who do you see? Do you see a kid with challenges walking or holding things? Or do you see an amazing artist and a wicked Wii boxer? When you look at Spencer, who do you see?
Spencer's 8 years old, he's in 2nd grade. He is a really fun kid. He loves doing all the kinds of things that any other kid loves to do.
I love to play video games, play basketball, painting, laughing, and being goofball.
Spencer can do the same things that any other kid can do. He might do them differently, and I think you'd be surprised at the kinds of things that Spencer can do.
I got him.
Instead of walking around, most of the time Spencer would scoot around.
Hi. I had this thing called TAR syndrome, like bendy legs.
Over the last year, we went through a lot of work with some doctors at Shriners Hospital, which means now he has to wear 2 prosthetic legs. We call them his robot legs. And with those legs, he can walk in a way that he never could prior to all the surgeries. Now, we can put his legs on, and he can go out and walk on his own. I think we all have limits, and Spencer has a full life and gets around and does all the things that he wants to do.
We're making a rainbow because it looks beautiful. I like a lot of colors. Purple, yellow, orange, red.
If you're worried about going to talk to Spencer, if you have a question, you can go ask him. He'll answer. He knows why his body is the way that it is. He knows where that came from. And you should probably ask him what he likes. And I bet he likes some of the same things that you like. My hope is that Spencer's gonna grow up in a world where people will not be afraid because of how he looks. He looks different, but he's a person just like anybody else.
Push harder! Whoa! This is good. On a playground, we get a chance to see past our disabilities, to see what we really have are different abilities. Like Jessica. When you look at her, who do you see? Do you see a girl with Down syndrome, or do you see a purple belt in karate? Do you see an amazing big sister who loves to laugh? When you look at Jessica, who do you see?
Jessica is 8 years old, and she loves to do just about anything, play with friends and sister and her brother. She loves karate.
She's very creative, very spontaneous, very emotional, very loving. Those are all wrapped up into the little ball. That's Jessica.
And I'm at home, I'm happy, and I'm my baby of myself.
Down syndrome is a genetic disorder, and it just makes her do things a little bit slower, and she may need a little bit extra help doing something, but doesn't mean that she can't do it.
This.
Jessica's speech is sometimes a little hard to understand. And if she's going too fast, you just ask her to slow down and repeat it, and she will. And most of the time, after 1 or 2 tries, you will be able to understand her. Jessica was about 5 when we decided to have her try out karate. When she finally had to do a demonstration, to our surprise, she stood there and did everything, all the basics that we thought she wasn't learning. But from running around the dojo, she learned it. And now she's one of the youngest ones that can actually do the whole kata by herself.
It's like a dance. You practice it. Of course, for her, it might take a lot more practice, but once she's done it a couple times or more, then the subsequent ones are easier. To do karate for Jessica, just like a lot of the other kids, it's just a matter of focus.
She's won numerous medals, and recently Jessica participated in an international karate tournament in Las Vegas, and she placed first. She's doing great. She loves it and really enjoys it.
To watch her do this, it's like, yeah, that's my kid. That's my kid doing that.
If another kid would like to play with Jessica, I think I would just have to tell them, just go play with her and meet her, introduce yourself to her.
Talk to her, help her, direct her, explain things in your words that she may understand. Be patient. When you do ask her something, give her time to respond. There's a little bit of delay, but she'll get to it. She'll answer your question.
She can do everything that anybody else can do, just a little bit different.
Hey, Jessica, want to play? Yes.
My hopes and dreams for Jessica is that whatever she does, she's happy doing it.
The most I've learned from Jessica, I think, is just to be myself. If they don't like you for who you are, then, you know, what does it matter?
When you're on the playground, you meet all kinds of kids. Some big, some little, some old, some young, some loud, some quiet. It's not what's on the outside that matters, but what's on the inside. Like Kai, when you look at him, who do you see? Do you see a kid with autism? Or a kid who competes in statewide horsemanship competitions? Do you see someone who needs help or who helps others by making blankets for the homeless? When you look at Kai, who do you see?
Kai is a 7-year-old in 1st grade, and Kai is a little boy with autism. That means that Kai sees the world a little bit differently than we do, and he just thinks differently. Sometimes it's hard for Kai to speak to other people. Sometimes it's hard for Kai to be in a really noisy room or a really bright room with lots of colors. So what we do with Kai is we help him to get used to seeing all the lights and all the colors and all the sounds by doing things that we call therapies. And one of these therapies is horse therapy. Kai was 19 months old when he started. When Kai was old enough to move from the early commands of trying to maneuver a horse with people around him, and then he moved on to riding with more things to do, like pick up this ball and put it in the basket.
Down, up, down. Better.
Kai competed in the statewide horsemanship competition. So are you excited about riding?
Yes.
Yeah. And he ended up doing a couple of trials in obstacles, pole bending, and equitation. And he tried his best and he won ribbons and a medal. He was very happy, and he was also really proud of what he had done.
It was really cool that I got 2nd place ribbon, because I really thought I was going to get 3rd. And I got 2nd, and it was really cool.
What Kai's done by doing all these therapies on horses is he's been able to take those skills and make friends with humans.
Guys, we have thousands and thousands and thousands of homeless people in our nation, and it's a really serious problem right now.
Kai really cares about the people around him. So one thing that Kai does right now is he joined a Cub Scout pack and he works on service projects. Kai decided last year that he would start saving up his money to buy fleece, and this fleece is going to be formed into blankets. His goal is to have 300 blankets for the children that live on Skid Row.
Because they're really cold at night, and we give them blankets so they could be warm, but they really have nothing.
Good, you'll be fine.
I would tell a child who's a little nervous about approaching Kai to remind themselves that they're just kids. This is just another kid, and so if you remember that autism is a different way of thinking, then you can also realize you have a different way of thinking too, and they may be just as nervous to say hi to you. And it's really okay.
Kai.
I have a lot of hopes and dreams for Kai. Because of all the support that Kai gets now from all the kids and adults in his life, he's going to grow up to have so many more opportunities and do very well at what he wants to do.
You just met 3 very cool kids who are able to do anything they want to. From horseback riding to karate to painting, my buddies prove that kids with disabilities can do. Maybe just a little bit different than you. So when you're on your field trip, don't be shy. Don't be afraid of meeting someone who's different. Because together we can have fun. Together we can learn something new. Together we are able. Together we are able!